It was really cool seeing Black Canary back in this episode, or at least her doppelganger. But I really would like to see what Oliver's doppelganger would be like. Oh yeah, he's dead. Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about The Flash, Season 2, Episode 22, Invincible. And yes, The Flash seemed pretty invincible tonight, and I want to talk about this episode. What did I like about it? There's really not much for me to dislike. I'm going to get that right out of the bat. I really love this episode, and why did I love it? Let's talk about it. First of all, we start the episode off with this, what looks like to be an apocalyptic war going on. At first I thought, is this The Flash, or are we watching Legends of Tomorrow? Because this almost looks like the future, except it's more in present day. But yes, it was in fact the present day, and The Flash is taking care of all these meta-humans that Zoom has been bringing from Earth to unleashing them across Central City, and damn, it looked pretty impressive, and Flash is taking care of it without a beat. He's feeling invincible. He's feeling powerful because he went into the Speed Force last week, that episode directed by Kevin Smith. And man, so it really was cool to see Barry very confident. But it's like some of his friends were saying, friends and family, that Barry, you need to have some fear in you. Fear is, I think it was Iris's speech and Henry's speech that I thought really got to him. And I really liked that speech with Henry too, what he was telling him as well. I thought that was a really nice father-son moment, and I swear to God, I looked at my brother at that moment and I said, I really hope they don't kill off Henry, because I felt there was so much they could do with this character, and we'll get to that later, what you all probably already know. If you've seen the episode, you already know what I want to talk about. I'm going to save it for the end. I think it was good that the characters were telling Barry it's good for him to be confident, maybe not too confident. I hope this Barry continues. I like this attitude of Barry where he's not so mopey, but it will be interesting to see how next week, because of the end, how it affected him. How will this move Barry going forward? I am very intrigued to see how that will all work out. Of course, we get a little surprise. Black Canary, or Black Siren, Laurel is here, but it's Laurel from Earth 2. That's why she's called Black Siren now. And I'm going to presume that the little scene with Oliver, at Laurel's grave, and Barry comes with his powers and stuff, and he says, oh yeah, it was Zoom. I'm going to guess that scene takes place between this episode and last week's episode. To me, it would make the most logical sense between there. So with that being said, I think I really thought it was cool seeing her again. I think Katie Cassidy really loves playing the villain. I remember she played the demon in Supernatural in one or two seasons, and it looked like she was having a lot of fun. I like seeing bad Laurel. I thought she was playing it really cool, and it was interesting how Vibe, or Cisco and Caitlin, had to dress up as Vibe and Killer Frost to kind of trigger. I laughed out loud when I saw that. I thought it was really fun and clever. And so that was... And Vibe, or Cisco, used his powers. He used like a force push or whatever it was, which accidentally, so that was pretty cool that he figured out a new power, but hasn't really figured it out. So it's definitely going to be something that will probably come into play later on. I also really like how Caitlin is dealing with all of this. She's having like flashes of Zoom, and she's like terrified. She doesn't know what's going to happen with her, and I really thought that was good, and maybe setting it up a little bit for her to become Killer Frost down the line. If she does, this is a nice way to kind of go through that. It will be interesting because she does have a lot of support from her friends, so I don't see how she can become Killer Frost. But if she does, I'm interested to see where they will take it. Like, for me personally, it's hard for me to see that now because of how much support she has. But maybe one day, who knows, Barry and Cisco and everybody else will like push her away, and maybe that will anger her. Who knows? We got a little bit of Wally also in this episode, wanting to be a hero. He tries to fight a metahuman off, and at first I thought to myself, is this going to be a little bit like Roy Harper from Arrow season 2, where he was trying to fight off Vigilante? It is a little bit like that, but I feel like Wally's reasoning behind it for doing it feels more believable. I feel like kind of like how Iris is like Laurel done right. I feel like Wally is going to be Roy Harper done right. I liked Roy from Arrow, but I mean, like, I feel like Wally, I feel like with Roy, they kind of made him too arrogant. Well, in this one, Wally doesn't seem too arrogant. He seems to know what he's doing and really wants to accomplish something for the greater good. And I like that. I like that, Joe was kind of uneasy about it at first, but then, Barry tells him, hey, look, at least he's doing something to help the community. He's not going out there becoming a villain. He's actually doing something right. And Joe thought about that and took Barry's advice, and then was a little bit more supportive to Wally towards the end. I also like that we got Dr. Tina McGee meeting Henry Allen, the two actors from the original Flash TV series, reuniting and having look like there was a little bit of flirtation there. And I was hoping to see it develop, that flirtation. Like, are we going to get more of that? And, man, here it comes, guys. The very end of the episode. It looks like we're not going to get more of that. That's why they had to do it in this episode. It looks like Henry Allen was captured and taken to the place where his mom died, where it all started, where, Barry's origin all started. And what happens? Zoom kills Henry right in front of Barry. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. As soon as Zoom showed up to the house, Wally saw his identity. Everything's being like, that's it, no more secrets, guys. And I was thinking at the beginning of the episode, because Dr. Tina McGee figured out that Barry was the Flash. And I said, wow, okay, so everybody is just in on this secret. Now all they need is for Wally to figure it out. And then what happens at the end? Wally finds out. So that's really nice. No secrets. Who cares? I mean, it's cool because it would have been something to drag too much on. So it kind of lets everybody in and, like, don't worry about it. This is your group of people. Trust them. But the big thing was obviously Henry being captured by Zoom and being killed right in front of his, Zoom killing Henry right in front of Barry. That was the most mind-blowing, whoa. Is that how they're ending this? Thankfully, we have one more episode, so it's not all for shits and giggles. This is not like The Walking Dead, where they just, they make you wonder if the character died till next season. No, we know this character just died, and there's going to be a resolution for it next week. So I am really looking forward to next week's episode, guys. This is a really great way to set up the finale. The stakes are high now. We just saw someone die. What about the man in the iron mask? Are they forgetting about him? Or are we actually going to see his identity in the next week's episode? I am going to guess who the man in the iron mask is. Some people have already been guessing. I know I made a theory video on this a couple months back, 2-3 months back. And I'm going to guess one more guess because I felt I was wrong in that one. Looking at all the evidence now, and some people have said this theory as well, I'm going to go with it as well because I agree with it. I think the man in the iron mask, are you ready? Is Henry Allen. But instead of Henry Allen, his name is actually going to be Jay Garrick. Why? Here you go. Get ready. Jay Garrick, because a couple of episodes ago, I think it was like 2 or 3 episodes ago, when Barry was telling Henry about, this Jay Garrick, Henry kind of said, well, you know what? My mom's maiden's name, or grandmother, I don't remember now, is Garrick. So, could that have something to do with this? I have a feeling that's what it's going to be. Instead of his name being Henry Allen, his name will be Jay Garrick in this version. Maybe something happened to his real father, who knows? So that's why he didn't take up the name Allen. That's just a guess. I could be wrong. We're going to wait and see. Can't wait for next week. Subscribe to my channel, guys. You know the drill. If you haven't already, if you love The Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow, because I review all 3 of them. Like this video if you agree with me, or if you like this video. And check out some of my past videos. I'll put some links in the bottom below. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and check out my podcast where I talk about a lot of movies as well there with a couple of friends. And until next week, guys, please join me next week. This is going to be great. Can't wait to check it out. I'll give my overall thoughts on the season. And take care.